So the green flag waves on the start-finish straight, and we get underway with our first pre-final of the final round of the season. It's Micromax. Let's take you through the starting grid. Nikki Naruhito Tomasi took pole position yesterday afternoon with a 1 minute 2.440, and will be joined on the front row by Germany's Dimitar Lazov. Conor Haufer, who took the win in the final at Circuit Park Berhem last time out, will line up on the inside of row number 2, joined by Ryan Rampadarath. Jason Peters and Bruce Girino round out row number 3 with Noah Stehauder, and making her Rotax racing debut through the Netherlands via the United States of America. Rosalind May Heineke round out the grid. So the drivers will take part in a 10 minutes plus 2 additional lap pre-final. Now, there is a rule that I do need to remind all of you people at home, is that with chrono karting, is that if we have 2 full starts and the red flag is brought out, the timer will start and will continue. This allows us to keep the timetable to course. Obviously, if there is a bigger reason for a red flag stoppage, then, of course, that will then prompt a delay. So the pre-finals will normally take place over a duration of 10 minutes plus an additional lap. And then the finals later on will be 13 minutes plus 2 additional laps. As you can see, a lot of fog, low-lying mist this morning in the Limburg region, which we are hopefully going to have dissipating a little bit later on as the field makes its way down the famed Europalan. Between turns 6 and 7. Karting Genk has been in operation for 4 decades, run by the Lemons family. The family also behind the Genker kart shop, also based at the circuit, and GKS Lemons Power, which has had quite a few big names in the world of motorsport, including 2009 Formula One World Champion and also 2018 Super GT GT500 champion Jenson Button. Robin Freins, a man who races in multiple different categories, including FIA Formula E, has also been part of that stable over the years. So temperatures, 9 degrees Celsius. We hit a high of, I think it was around about 13 degrees. Set to hit 14 degrees. And we are waiting for the sunshine to break through the clouds. So the drivers have a little bit of a task on their hands. So 87% humidity, 50% cloud cover. Well, let's just call it a big blanket, shall we? It's more like someone's decided to just throw a big grey carpet across the circuit. And, well, hopefully the drivers will be able to get these tyres up to temperature. These are the youngest drivers on our grid. And also could be some of the superstars of the future. Of course, minimum weight's 105 kilos as people in the grandstand getting ready. They'll be running on the CIK FIA homologated Mojo C2 tyres. So the red lights ignite on the starting gantry ahead of our first pre-final of Championship Sunday here at Karting Genk, and aptly being here at the home of champions. There are some titles still very much up for grabs, including this one. So out of the final corner, into the tram lines. Revs rise, lights are on, and we're underway for the first time. Good start by the pole sitter, Nikki Naruhito Tomasi, as the field makes its way through into turn 2. Conor Haufer now up 1 place and is chasing down the number 25. As they head down into turn 5 now, hard on the brakes. Turn it in through at turn number 6 to the Europalan. Conor Haufer, the winner in the final last time out at Circuit Park Berhem. Trying to put the pressure on Nikki Naruhito Tomasi, but that is a Kart Store Benelux Racing Team kart that seems to have gotten through. I'm wondering if that might be the 83 of Bruce Chirino, who started down in 6th position. And that is the case. So Bruce Chirino has already jumped 4 spots, and we've not even completed the opening lap. So out of the final corner out of 12 here at this 1,360 metre circuit. Niki Naruhito Tomase leads the way. Bruce Chirino now in 2nd and is trying to go round the outside. Has got to be very careful of the runoff area. That's opened the door for Conor Halfer to get through, which he does. Ryan Rampadanath in 4th place. Dimitar Lazarov down into 5th. Then we have Jason Peters, Noah Stehauder and Rosalind May Heineke. Family over in the United States always end up watching, including her grandmother. As we do have a bit of a real great battle here. Everyone line astern. As they make their way through turn number 9 here on lap number 2. Now Bruce Chirino showing a real good turn of pace. Has had some struggles this year. Has the number 83. But these conditions seem to favour the youngster. Conor Halfer trying for the switchback move here out of turn number 12. But Niki Naruhito Tomase continues to lead. Gap was 79 thousandths between 1st and 2nd. And here comes, that is Dimitar Lazarov. He's been running on the Mach 1 chassis. Has been running on Prague's previously. So that is a move now and a change for 3rd place. And here we go again. Lazarov up the inside of Halfer. This time unable to make it through. But Bruce Chirino trying to look to the inside. Here at turn number 7. Gets through for 3rd. Nice move from the Kartstall Benelux Racing Team driver. But opens the door coming through turn 8. Lazarov retakes 3rd position. And now Chirino back on the counter-offensive. Coming out of turn number 9 into Cafe Corner at turn 10, off of the grandstand. So a really, really good set of battles in this 8-kart field. Ryan Rampadanath now being hounded a little bit by Jason Peters. Noah Stehauder and Rosalind May Heineke rounding out the 8 strong. The entire field after the opening 3 laps, as we head on to lap 4, covered by just a shade under 2 seconds. Fastest lap of the race by Niki Naruhito Tomase, who's having to push on the limits a little bit here, and that could put him under a bit of pressure from Conor Halfer. Now into turn number 6 on the Europlan once again, here on lap number 4. Still more to the point, when, not if, does Conor Halfer pull the trigger and get through to take the race lead. In through to turn number 8 they go once again. And Naruhito Tomase still holding on to that race lead, but by a whisker. Coming towards the halfway point on the countdown timer. 5 minutes and 50 plus 2 additional laps remain. And at the moment, well, Conor Halfer is one of 3 drivers along with Niki Naruhito Tomase. There's been a change between Jason Peters and Ryan Rampadanath. Rampadanath comes into this round of the championship with a slender lead of a point. As Naruhito Tomase in second in the championship standings. Rosalind Heineke looking to try and make a move on Jason Peters. And again, Halfer is just pushing Niki Naruhito Tomase along. And more to the point, it is the case. Oh, bit of a slight moment. The tail end of Niki Naruhito Tomase's kart ending up a little bit sideways. Not what the youngster wants at this moment in time. And Halfer looks over the left shoulder. Conor Halfer, one of the drivers in the German Rotax racing family that have showcased their prowess this year. And is only, including 2 drop scores put towards the championship tally, only 6 points behind. And this is going to go down to the wire, this championship, I feel. Ryan Rampadanath going defensive and Noah Stehauder going across the start-finish line. So Tomase continues to lead as we are now on lap number 6. Dimitar Lazarov, new fastest lap, 1 minute 3.024. And Lazarov is catching. The gap between first and third, now just over 8 tenths. Lazarov is closing that gap corner by corner because the top two continue in earnest to battle away at this point. And I would say that that gap is probably going to be more like half a second at the lowest, maybe 6 tenths at the highest, as they come out of turn number 11 once again. So Haufer doing everything in his power to get through on Nicky Naruhito Tomasi to have the advantage mentally going into the final round of the final race of the season. As Rampadarath is struggling, we normally would see Ryan towards the sharper end of the field, but a difficult qualifying session for the number 32, put him fourth. He's currently running P5 at the moment. Round into the Europlan we go off turn number 6 once again. And now the gap was 0.789. So Lazarov had closed that gap slightly, but not by much because the top two had seen him coming and started to respond accordingly. So the leaders make their way through into turn number 10. Of course, our team here at Chrono Karting, with our clerks of the course and judges of fact, keeping an eye on proceedings and also communicating with our race director. And now, with 2.5 minutes to go, it's really starting to get a bit feverish at the front end of the field. The gap was 0.22 between first to third. And, well, considering the fact that Dimitar Lazarov has just done a 1 minute 2.319, looks towards the inside at turn number 5. Has to wait. Had the speed coming through turns 3 and 4. Did the number 69 from Germany, but unable to get through on his countryman. Now through into turn number 8 once again we go. Conor Haufer using more of the curbing. And now there's the dive up the inside, and there's a tangle. Oh, and Conor Haufer's been compromised. Dimitar Lazarov went for a late send up the inside, hit the left side pod, and Haufer went around, and now Chirino is closing in on the number 6, on the number 78. So this is now going to give the advantage going into the final race of the season at this moment in time. And I say that with the biggest amount of respect for these drivers. Nothing is said and done until the checkered flag has fallen on the last race of the year, and then we get everything confirmed and ratified. But Nicky Naruhito Tomasi has soaked up the pressure like the proverbial sponge from one German driver. Now he's got the other one behind him by about a kart length and a half. So Nicky Naruhito Tomasi brings us around turn 8 as we head into the final. Just under 60 seconds of this opening pre-final of the championship finale. But Tomasi wearing his Team Netherlands overalls from the grand finals just last week from Sarno, where he was one of several drivers from the Netherlands that went to be a part of that. But there is the move up the inside through the final corner. We'll have 3 laps to go, including this one. And now it's Dimitar Lazarov that leads ahead of Nicky Naruhito Tomasi. They were 63 thousandths of a second apart. So as we head onto the Europalan here on lap number 10, out of 12, timer expires. Around about 2 and a bit laps to go for the top 2, and the gap between Nicky Naruhito Tomasi and Conor Haufer is now the best part of nearly 4 seconds. And it has been a race so far to forget. Ryan Rampadarath has tumbled all the way down to last place. 2 laps remain in the last pre-final of the championship season for our Micromax competitors. They're aged anywhere between the year of their 7th birthday up to 11. And the gap between first and second position, around about half a second. Next time around, we'll get the last lap board on the start-finish line. And Dimitar Lazarov, who started down in he started on the outside of the front row, has taken a command in proceedings. So one more lap will remain, and it looks to be the case that Niki Naruhito Tomasi will have the advantage over Conor Halfer. Looks like Ryan Rampadanath. It's been a difficult one for the number 32 as we head on to the final lap of this last pre-final for Micromax in 2024. Lazarov now makes his way through into turn 5 here on the 12th and final lap. Running on the Mach 1 chassis. Makes his way down the Europalan into turn 7. And has a comfortable lead of about 7.5 tenths of a second. So, coming towards the final corner, it's going to be the number 69 from Germany, Dimitar Lazarov, that will take the victory on the road here in the pre-final. Second, Niki Naruhito Tomasi. Third, Conor Halfer. And look at the scramble for fourth. And it's going to go the way of Bruce Chirino with Jason Peters, Noah Stehauder, Rosalind May Heineke, and Ryan Rampadanath rounding out the finishing order. Every single one of the drivers completing all of the 12 laps, covered by just over 9.5 seconds. So, Lazarov picks up the victory in the pre-final for Micromax. Head of Niki Naruhito Tomasi, Conor Halfer in third. Bruce Chirino, Jason Peters, Noah Stehauder, Rosalind May Heineke, and also Ryan Rampadarath rounding out the finishers in our first pre-final of the championship weekend.